Good morning. I am on site with Mission Hills Nursery here with Tiger, where we are going to check out this entire backyard transformation. We are even going to plant an avocado tree today, which I'm really excited about. But before we get into that, Mission Hills Nursery, you're doing design, build, install here. So we're talking more than just a nursery.
Exactly. A lot of people just associate us with the nursery, where to go and buy plants. But believe it or not, in-house, we have a design opportunity. We can come out and actually build out the project and maintain it after the fact as well. So there's a lot of great stuff if you just swing by the nursery.
Which we are amidst a job right now. You can see it's all pretty much been torn down. It's barren. So why don't you talk a bit about what's happening at this project before we get to that awesome tree?
So we've already done the design. The homeowner has decided on what they want to do in their backyard. And as you can see the backyard, you can look. It's a blank slate to get started from. And there's a lot of things that normal San Diegans are going to want to implement.
Right.
So we got a few trees that are going to go inside. One of them is the avocado tree, as we had mentioned. We got synthetic turf that's going to go in here, some low water shrubs and plants that are going to just beautify the backyard. But most of all, they're making it usable space. So one of the things about San Diego is that we have such wonderful climate throughout the year.
I know, right?
That, why not get outside and use it?
So this is basically a blank slate, and I want to focus on that tree because it's probably my favorite thing, having an avocados in your backyard.
You're not going to get guacamole tomorrow, okay? It's going to take a little bit.
I've been told it takes up to 5 years.
Well, it kind of depends on what size tree you have. So you can start off with a small 5-gallon tree, and it will take up to 5 years. You can start with a 15, and you're looking at more 2 to 3. Or you can start with like what we're starting with, a 24-inch box today, which this year they're going to have avocados on that tree.
Well, let's go plant it.
All right, so now we're over here with the avocado tree that we're going to plant, and there's a lot of things that people need to consider whenever they're planting any tree or shrub in general, and that's making sure that the soil is ready.
I am ready to learn, Tiger.
So whenever we dig out the hole, you want to make sure you leave room so that way you can add some soil amendments.
Okay.
In soil amendments, there's compost, there's manures, there's fertilizers, so that way the tree's roots will get off on the right root.
And that's important to get my avocados.
All right, so we've already dug our hole here, and you notice that it's much bigger than the box of the tree itself.
Yeah.
And that's because we want to leave that room in there. So first off, we're going to drop some compost right into the base of that hole. Get it all the way around the base, so that way it's setting on a bed of really excellent soil. And then we're going to add our moist product in there as well. Again, this is going to absorb the water and then slowly release it, so that way we have to water less, which is really important for a new tree because they need a lot of water to get started. All right, on a large tree like this, we want to make sure to take our measurements to be able to make sure that we're at the right planting height. When you look at a tree in its container, you see where it already is. You don't ever want to bury that, but at the same time, you don't want to make it too shallow where you expose the root ball.
Okay, so the height of the box is exactly where
simple
it needs to go.
technique is basically take your shovel or your tool, get your height there, and you can see that right here, we're a little bit low on this end, but we're perfect back here. So all we're going to do is kind of move the soil around a little bit to give us a little bit of extra room, but we also build up this side almost like a little well for the water to be able to go right into the root ball. So now it was easier for us to move the tree and the container into the hole.
Exactly.
So now all we have to do is pull out the sides of the box and the tree will be free to go. So when you see the roots that are around the base of the tree here, that's the part that you make sure you cover with new soil, because that's what will dry out and shock the tree if you leave it too well exposed. As you can see, this side is a little bit high.
Right.
So we're going to use some new soil amendment. We're bringing this soil up anyways, so that way we'll bring the soil around here and we'll cover it all up.
And that'll help with this little slope we're working on here too.
Exactly.
So Tiger, why don't you recap for me everything that went into putting this beautiful tree in the ground?
Okay, so you want to think about your location first, giving it lots of room to grow. You want to dig the hole bigger than the root ball that it already has, so that way the roots can grow into nice soft soil, not try to fight through rock or clay.
Or that box, we got rid of that box.
Yeah, got rid of the box. Then using a good soil amendment or planting fertilizer, making sure it gets off on the right roots. And then the last and final step, give it a good soaking, so that way the roots
I'm in charge of right now.
are wet and they're going to be growing to make you some beautiful avocados.
And if you are looking for a new tree, avocado or otherwise, and want some tips on planting it, or if you want a full backyard transformation, Mission Hills Nursery and Tiger and the team can help you out. Give them a call today at 619-500-9474. Back to you guys in the studio.